Thank you very much. Great set, Jackie. All right, we are almost to the end of our 26th season of the New York Guitar Festival. On behalf of the festival's founder, David Spellman, and myself, I'd like to thank the Augustine Foundation for their continued support of the festival. So, obviously, last year was our 25th anniversary. It was kind of a big deal. And one of the most memorable performances that we had last year came from Cato, who has, as you may know, a pretty interesting day job. His day job is a late night job with The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, leading the house band. But he does occasionally come out solo. He's got several records to his credit and a recent single that he'll be playing for you tonight, which continues with our blues theme. Please welcome to the stage here at Bryant Park, Cato. Have a microphone. Good to see you again, Louis.
Good to see you, John.
So, you play so many types of music, you play so many instruments. Guitar, as with Jackie, was not your first instrument,
Correct,
right?
correct. I started on drums.
And when did you pick up the guitar?
I picked up the guitar sort of when I was 8 years old. My dad brought home a yard sale guitar that had 4 strings on it of the 6 that were supposed to be there. And that limitation just was the beginning of a love affair, I guess.
All right. And all the other instruments came later, the trombone and the...
Next was bass, and then was trombone, tuba, euphonium, trumpet,
Yeah.
I made my way around.
No, I don't know. It seems inconceivable to me, but you do it somehow. Tell us about this particular guitar, though.
Oh, this is actually, that's interesting. This is my first time playing this guitar in public. It was a gift from one of my favorite and most influential guitarists, Pat Metheny.
Yeah.
Give it up for Pat Metheny.
Yeah, his name's right there.
His name's right there. Signature model, and we used to do some jamming together at his house. Whenever we had the schedules aligned, and he was really kind to gift me this guy, and it's my first time taking it out into the wild.
All right. Now, your own recordings span kind of the spectrum of American popular music.
Yeah.
Jazz, R&B, soul, pop, rock. But the blues is kind of the connecting thread of all that, isn't it?
I would say yes. I would say blues and its close ties to gospel.
Yeah.
I think I came up through the lens of gospel. That was my exposure, and then through that pathway, I found blues, and it turns out they're all very deeply connected.
And the most recent song that you issued is a blues.
It is literally entitled Black Man Blues.
Which came out on Juneteenth.
That's right.
And
That's right.
on your Instagram page, you refer to it as a reclamation.
Yes.
A reclamation of what?
Of my voice. Of my voice. I think there's a lot of things that in the part of my experience that is growing up in this country as a black man, there are a lot of things that are very particular to that you have to learn in order to survive, and that my parents and their parents passed on to them and shared with them in order for them to survive. And in Black Man Blues is sort of an exploration of how those things that are passed down to protect us are also sort of limiting, because they really shouldn't have to be, but they were because of the world that we live in. And so it's a reclamation of the parts of my voice that were tampered to survive thus far.
So a lot of the same things that parents will tell their, especially teenage sons.
Yes, absolutely.
In the talk, and you can hear the capital T in talk.
Yes.
those things are also constraints.
Absolutely. It affects the way that, like, as soon as you walk out the door in public, your whole life. When you're driving, especially, there's certain reactions that come up just viscerally when I see lights behind, because it's, you know, it's specific to that part of our experience, and that comes at a cost.
Yeah. Was that a hard song to write?
Yes,
I'll take that as a yes.
Yes. I want to be honest, but yes. In some ways, yes, and in other ways, once I've found the connection and allowed the emotion to be, then no.
Yeah. All right, well, that's just one song in your set. When you have such a broad spectrum to choose from, how did you construct tonight's set?
You know, I kind of looked, I saw that Jackie Venson was playing, my old friend. Give it up one time for Jackie. Epic. We featured her on the Late Show some years back. We were just talking backstage about this performance that we did with Mac Miller, rest in peace, before he passed. And but I saw that she was performing, and I kind of have a sense of what that energy is. So I sort of, and then I knew there was a bit of a blues theme,
right?
And so, energetically, I had tried to tailor tonight's set in a way that would be a nice piece of this puzzle.
Okay. A little exclamation point at the end of a night-long sentence.
Some sort of punctuation point.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear what Lewis has concocted for us to conclude the 26th season of the New York Guitar Festival. Lewis Cato.